How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the James Loud Podcast. And today, our special guest from the hills of Mendocino, we have Don Pareira. How are you doing today, Don?
I'm doing great. Pleased to be here.
So glad to have you on the show. We met at the Harborside reunion party. Your daughter worked for Harborside for many years, and we hit it off at their party. And so you're here today. I'm so glad to have you. This show is all about trying to tell stories like the ones we're about to hear.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming on the show. And let's take a stab at the beginning. So when did cannabis start for you?
1965. I was about 16. I grew up in Florida, and the bales and the cannabis was everywhere.
Yeah.
Millions of pounds would come in to Florida. That was my introduction. I started out selling nickel bags and going up to, I would go to Granville's Park in the Love-Ins.
Mm-hmm.
I sell 4 pounds in lids a day.
Wow.
1 day a week.
Nice.
I walk in through the swamp over the mangroves because the cops would check everybody in and check everybody out.
Wow.
So I would go over the mangroves, go in, sell everything, had people that would look for me.
Yeah.
And at the end, I would be going out empty. So I drive out.
Wow.
It was exciting. It was a rush.
Yeah.
That's how I got started. From there, it came to where the weed was everywhere. And I just met people and networked.
Yeah.
Until I became a smuggler. And worked with Bruce Perlwin.
Mm-hmm.
He goes by the King of Pot now.
Yeah.
He's doing a podcast.
Yeah.
He's done 7, and I'm going to go on his show in 3 weeks.
Really cool.
So it's like, wow, I'm just so lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
There was a point when I got sicker and this and that. It was like, where was I at? And I'm back.
Nice.
And I enjoy it. My daughter, it kind of blows her mind.
Yeah.
When I was sick, she came to my aid. But her mom says, you're in competition with your daughter. I go, no, she's my hero.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be in competition.
Right.
Maybe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Right.
But I respect her and what she did.
Yeah.
And today's my son's birthday.
Nice.
And a shout out, I wish him a happy birthday. And my son is a chef.
Oh, wow. Where's he a chef?
He was the chef in Napa for Richard Reddington.
Yeah.
So now Richard decided to leave Napa, got tired of it. He had red and redwood. And he he was from Rochester, and he reincarnated those restaurants and built them in Rochester.
Wow.
And my son runs both of them now. Today's his birthday, and he's the executive chef of both of them.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really proud of my kids.
Blessed.
I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so lucky.
That's fantastic. So early life with the plant, before the kids, before coming to California, what was it like?
I can remember being 15 or 16 and popping seeds, the Colombian, the Santa Marta Red.
Yeah.
And I started growing them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a time where you had to be real careful.
Yeah, you could go to prison for seeds back then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They weren't a novelty.
Right.
They were a jail sentence.
Yeah. Now it's hemp. It's hemp. It's like you can have them anywhere in the U.S. No big deal.
It's a novelty too. Right. So my big thing was being involved in the smuggling.
And you loved the thrill of it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
The adrenaline rush was worth it. But at the same time, we were always a bunch of hippies and we were spiritual and we used our minds and our power to help create a big reality that I see manifested now.
Yeah.
The natural foods, the first organic movements.
Right.
It was all the beginning of mainstream today.
So this was the hippie movement.
It was the hippie movement.
Nice.
But our movement was the hippies, but my group was real spiritual.
Yeah.
Not religious, but spiritual.
Right.
And like when I was involved with Bruce, we had no guns. I can remember collecting $1 million a day with no guns.
Wow. Nobody
ever got killed. He ended up getting busted and going to jail for 10 years.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't talk. Then when they came to me, he made a deal for his brother and his uncle.
Yeah.
Gave lots of money back, did whatever. And then when I talked to the cops, I was going to go to jail for 18 months. Didn't think that was that bad, but then I said I had to talk. That was something I couldn't do. So I told him, catch me if you can.
Yeah.
And it kind of put a lot of stress on me for my life. But, I felt really good about it because I stuck to my guns.
Right.
I had really good attorneys. I had Terrence Hallahan, his brother. I had Patrick Hallahan and Terrence Hallahan, which was the district attorney of San Francisco.
Wow.
So
you get busted in San Francisco?
I didn't get busted anywhere, but the King of Pot, they picked him up in an airplane, but we unloaded all the boats right down the street. I drove by right off the Richmond Bridge. We had a pier there. We called it the coffee shop. It's sunk now.
Yeah. Right.
And
I seen photos.
We brought all the boats in there.
So the smuggling you guys were doing, were you guys bringing it from Colombia and South America up, or were you bringing it from Florida to the West Coast?
No, we started out in Florida.
Yeah.
Then Bruce realized he had problems. He came out here.
Yep.
So he duplicated everything he did in Florida out here.
Yeah.
Guy's a genius. I mean, he looked like a little kid and he had this big organization, bought the pier, bought this, bought that. And nobody would think he was the boss.
Wow.
It was like a little barefoot kid running around.
Right.
But he was intelligent. So he was really my mentor. He was my childhood friend. We met at a place called Mark Age. And we were meditating and channeling. And just life went from there.
Yeah.
And here I am now.
I know. It's great. It's great. It's a long, strange trip, and it's funny how fast time flies. I think it's hard to describe really how fast time flies. So I still feel young, and I'm not that young. But I'm sure you feel the same way.
I am 76 years young.
Yeah.
Period. And when I felt I was old, I got sicker.
Yeah.
As I feel I'm younger, I think I'm getting younger.
Yeah.
At least I feel it.
Yeah. I mean, my friend Mila, she's aging in reverse. Every time I see her, she looks a lot younger typically. It's fantastic, and I think so much of it is a state of mind and also health. It has a lot to do with health. When you're healthy, you feel great. You can look past a lot of the wrinkles. I'm getting wrinkles, all that stuff,
But the real thing is the way we feel about ourselves has so much to do with what manifests.
Right.
So right now I'm manifesting my youth, my experience, and I want to bring that to the world because there at some point people won't even know all the things that happened to make the cannabis what it is.
Right. And I think that's the beauty of the podcast is that instead of it being a book that was written by one individual and there's a handful of books telling the story, we have these podcasts. And so we're hearing this story from people like yourself, people like Steve D'Angelo, people like Richard DeLisi, people like Mila even, the people that have been on my show that are able to tell this story. It's cannabis in through their perspective and their experience of how the plant moved forward to where it is today. And I really think that's an important story. And that's why you're here. And that's why I'm so intrigued with your story, is to hear all the things that you experienced with cannabis so we can pass it to the next generation and the generation after that. Because I think there's going to be a lot of questions about how this happened. Like, how did we get here today? And unless we tell the story, people were like, it just happened.
They'll never know.
They'll never know, right? And there's going to be so many untold stories, so many great untold stories from people that really helped push the plant forward.
I can remember my daughter calling me, and like when Charlotte's Web came out, kids that were having all these seizures, and with the CBD, they would go from 200 seizures a month, to a couple,
right?
That
or
was
less. Sometimes none.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And how can you argue with that? That's the thing is like getting to the bottom of how it became illegal is a pretty long, wild story, and the fact that it's such a positive thing that makes the world a better place. And we're all part of that. And then they're putting people that we're friends with in prison for long sentences. It just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't add up. And it's really sad that we had to go through this time in history where a plant that made the world a better place is illegal.
Well, the reason I believe that is because it was too good.
Yeah.
It was the real medicine. It threatened a total establishment.
Right.
It made people freer, happier, more love in their heart.
Right.
Guys that would drink and get in fights, they smoke a joint and go, I don't know if I'm going to drink anymore.
Yeah.
It's a magical plant. So, like, I feel I'm a cannabis light worker.
Yeah.
I work for the plant my whole life.
Yeah.
Sometimes I made a lot of money. Sometimes I lost a lot of money.
I feel you.
Doing it, that was like I've been to India and stuff. People say it was my duty.
Yeah.
Well, it was my duty for the plant.
Right.
She's so beautiful.
So beautiful. And has affected
I could start
us.
crying.
Yeah. And has so much positive impact on my life. That's why I love sharing these stories. Let's dive into more of your history. You moved to Mendocino eventually. Why did you choose Mendocino?
Okay, I was making a lot of clones for Harborside and for Tim Blake.
Oh, wow. So this is more of a recent move up to Mendocino. You're more of a Bay Area guy.
Yeah. And now I'm back to Mendocino. Maybe it was 1990.
Yeah.
I almost bought Area 101.
Nice.
I was that close.
Yeah.
And I had a friend who was in the business, got in trouble, became a banker.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend had a lot of money, and she was going to finance me, but he kind of stopped it.
Yeah.
And maybe he was right. I was a bit of a flighty kind of guy, and him becoming a banker.
Yeah.
I didn't fit all his criteria.
Right.
Which wasn't a big deal. He's still my friend. He's his brother's a big producer. He produced Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
And Joan Rivers. And he wants me to send him my first podcast with you.
Nice.
Because this is what I'm going to do.
Nice.
So I thank you again.
For sure. No, I'm appreciative of you coming on here. So let's dive more into some of your history with the plant. I know you got some good stories about crazy stuff that happened back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, I was real conservative.
Yeah.
Because when I had told the enforcement people, catch me if you can, they were telling me they would give me 30 years of RICO.
Wow.
So I don't want to get negative on it, but that scarred me a little.
Yeah.
Made me so much more conservative.
Pushed you away from the plant.
Yeah. And it pushed me away from getting in trouble.
Right.
But at the same time, I figured out how to still nurture my love for the plant. So I learned how to make clones.
Yeah. And this was in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I was pretty good at that.
Nice.
I dealt with Andrew. D'Angelo.
Oh, yeah. We love Andrew. He's been on the show multiple times. He's a great guy.
And I remember telling Andrew, I'm going to become a podcaster.
Yeah.
He goes, Don, you're a broke dick dog. You know, how are you going to do that? I said, I do these things.
Yeah.
When I do it, are you going to come on my podcast? He said, yes, Don, I'll be there.
He'd be a great guest.
Because I dealt with Andrew a lot, much more than his brother.
Yeah, I mean, I've had relationships with both of them. They're great guys. On the show, you know, we've done some stuff, business. You know, we're doing some business stuff potentially in the Midwest. You know, great guys. You know, it's like those were the guys I looked up to 20 years ago when I was a kid coming in this. Not even a kid. I was an adult, but you know, new to the industry when it was becoming an industry. Those guys were the ones making it an industry. So love them or hate them, those guys helped push the plant forward in ways that most people never will be able to.
And more people want to hate them.
Yeah, but that's just some superficial stuff.
Went to Newsom and they did this and they did that. But what they did was move the plant forward.
With good intentions. And I think Steve's made that very clear. And, you know, it's one of those things that sometimes trying to do the right thing, you end up doing the wrong thing. And I think
you do the best you can.
You do the best you can. Yeah. At the end of the day, I think that's all we can really do is the best we can do. We try to move forward in life, just in general, making the best decisions possible. And sometimes we screw up. I'm no saint. I've screwed up many times in my life. And those guys are great guys. You know, I think I've been, in fact, Andrew's birthday's coming up, but I've had some time to spend with both of them individually, and they're really great people. I think leaders, you know, in our industry, leaders that have had a lot of good impact, that have done a lot of good things and have great stories. You know, and I still look up to both of them.
And I'm close with Ricky McCullough.
Yeah.
And Daniel Chung.
Nice.
I call Ricky's my nephew.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to probably end up doing some podcasts out of their place down the road. We talked about it.
So if you look at the flower that came back from the 60s, like 65 on up, and as it's changed through the years, what do you think about it? How was it back then in an experience? It was very weak? You had to smoke a lot of it? It was still strong, right? That Colombian stuff.
That Colombian
and Oaxacan, those were very strong. Yeah,
and even with the seeds, it was strong.
Yeah, growing the seeds out and better though. I bet even
the
better.
Red Point, was unbelievable. I been to Colombia. Yeah. I've been to Thailand.
Right.
In Colombia, in Santa Marta, the Indians used to take the plant and they would crucify it. They would put stalks between it and wrap it on the plant. And some of that was the most amazing pot going. They sent me once to Colombia to teach them how to make the pot sensimilla.
Yeah.
Back then, they had one male for every 20 females. And I went down there to teach them how to grow sensimilla. And then it got so hot. I was there a couple times. Yeah. And then they said, it's too difficult for you to come back.
Oh, wow.
Because they wanted to protect me.
Yeah.
So
dangerous down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I have stories. I mean, I was down there and all of a sudden the Colombian, he points up to the sky and he goes, that's a G2. What's that? He says, oh, that's the enforcement. They'll be here. This or that. Then all of a sudden they rush me out. They put me in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
They put a sombrero on me and they tell me if you get pulled over, just play like you're a deaf mute.
Yeah.
Grab your tongue.
Right.
I never got pulled over. Then Alfonso had to fly back to Bogota.
Yeah.
Got $100,000 to pay off. And then I had to go drink with the police chief.
Well, that's not that bad of a thing. That's great.
No, but it was like, good. I have to.
That's a beautiful thing.
You're going.
Right.
I go, okay.
Wild. So back then, people smoked for effect, not for flavor as much, right? You weren't smoking for the taste. You were smoking for the way it made you feel.
Exactly.
And now flavor is such a big thing, you know, and I'm breeding more for effect now. I bet I'm back on that track to like, how does it make you feel is the first thing. But
you got to have the flavor now.
You got to have the flavor along with it for sure. You absolutely do. But there's something to be said for the way it makes you feel and the effect of Oaxacan versus Panama Red versus Colombian Gold, even though it may even be the same genetic, depending on how it's grown, it'll make you feel differently depending on where it's grown and how it was grown.
I think any weed is like that.
Yeah.
Wherever it's grown, it'll take on a different personality, a different flavor.
Yeah, depending on even who's growing it.
Exactly.
The person growing it, like, yeah, I mean, I talk back about my aunt and uncle that lived in houses right next to each other that used to grow and the same exact genetics and it would come out differently. You know, not saying that my aunt's was better, but it was a little bit better. And there's a feminine quality about the plant anyway. So having females growing it definitely adds something to it.
Oh, I think so. I think so. The women rule.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. But that's in life in general.
Right.
It's the male population wants to put the women down. The women, I think, should be in control of the men.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the thing is like
it's
the control is the thing. It's a balance, right? In my opinion, I feel like the female body and the women out there, they're the balance for the men, and the men are the balance for the women.
Exactly.
And it's a symbiotic relationship, right? It's not one controlling the other, but working in unity to, you know, move through life. That's the best way, right? Like when we can work in unity with our friends and our, you know, men and women, it's all about unity and balance, right? In nature. And sometimes it's much simpler in nature. All this technology confuses us.
But it can be simpler.
Yeah.
What I'm learning in life,
right?
My life is about balance. Yeah. It's about love. It's about all my friends.
Yeah.
I have friends. I could have somebody that I wrote off 30 years ago.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I'm end up talking to them or this or that.
Yeah.
And it kind of rekindles that feeling.
Right.
That's what my life is about. And as I'm getting older, it's much easier for me to realize it's from every breath is a miracle.
Yeah.
And it's always been a
life
miracle.
Is just so short. You got to appreciate the present. And so many of us live either in the future or the past. And it's, you know, really part of that hippie movement. The thing I love about it the most is like living in the present. And I think psychedelics contribute to living in the present along with cannabis. I think it makes you see the world through a different perspective. And sometimes we need that perspective to see the world how it really is, because all of a sudden going through life, we get all these filters over our eyes because we get jaded because this happens to us or that happens to us or this happens to somebody you know, or this is happening in the world. So you start feeling a certain way, but sometimes that's not reality. That's just your reality.
I think we live in a matrix.
You've been hanging out with Tim Blake too much.
No, I'm telling you. I mean, I've felt that my whole life.
Yeah, our producer Ryan also feels like we live in the Matrix.
We do.
So yeah, in a simulation. And I think so in my personal opinion, I think a simulation is an oversimplified version of everything, because you can look at Christianity and God and we can call that a simulation that was created by God, right? So that is a simulation in a sense. We can look at the Matrix like we're in a simulation created by computers, and that is also a simulation. So to me, the word simulation is just an oversimplified version of something so much greater. And
we're living in a computer game.
You think we're living in a computer game?
Yeah.
And I think that's totally possible.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Created by God. I think
exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think it's awesome.
What God is, I don't know, but I feel like there is a creator, right? And there is something more to existence than what we can comprehend in this reality. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand.
I think for me, the reality is to be able to understand that,
right?
Be in the moment,
and
take life as it comes. You know, I did transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
I did with the boy Guru, Prem Wawit. I have all these meditation techniques, But they only work so much.
Right.
Because my mind is, what I realize is going into the heart.
Yeah.
Realizing the brain is one thing. The old saying, I feel it in my gut.
Yeah.
That's another brain. But the heart knows.
Yeah.
So I try to live out of the heart now.
Right.
And I tell Tim Blake that.
Yeah, Tim's a great guy. I'd love to have him on my show. We've been talking about it for a long time, but yeah, I got to get him on here. He's great.
I'll
yeah,
facilitate
let him know.
that.
Let Tim know. I'll text him later, but yeah, let him know.
Okay.
Let him know you had a good time on the show, and I'd love to have him on here. Yeah, and then we had his son-in-law on the show, Shiloh.
Yeah,
he's a character. I love Shiloh. We got to get him back on the show. One of my favorite episodes. That was the highest I've been on any podcast ever. Either that or Marlon, taking dabs with Marlon on the podcast. But great people, and these are people that live in the moment. These are people that understand that. And I think self-reflection and understanding how important it is that's what life's about.
Do you know Zach Singer?
I'm not sure.
His father owned the head shop in Hopland. He made clones for years.
Yeah.
And he's my buddy. The Mighty Quinn, they own the Mighty Quinn.
Nice.
I'm going to spend a week with him next week. And he's a buddy.
Yeah.
He always made clones. And when I would make clones, he had dreams. He was telling me today.
Yeah.
Early this morning, he said he used to get stressed out when he got overstocked with trays. And somehow he had it. The night before, he had a dream, and I was in the dream.
Yeah.
Because he knew me. And then that day, I walked in the store. And he said that was like unbelievable. It was just, we're spiritual beings stuck in material bodies, I believe.
For sure.
And I'm happy being here.
I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the trip, and it's all happening so fast. It's like you really got to enjoy the moments because everything's fleeting, right? So everything disappears, everything goes away. As much as you want to hold on to any one thing, that there's nothing to hold on to.
That's the secret.
Yep.
Hold on to your breath.
Yeah.
Hold on to the love. Hold on to the moment.
Right.
And then the more I do that, the more I attract.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing now.
Right.
I had a vision of that and then it manifested.
Nice.
That's what life is about. So
manifesting your reality. We can either manifest good things or bad things.
Exactly. So I went through a lot of years when I thought the law enforcement was always looking for me and this and that.
Yeah.
And I had an excuse to be tough and angry.
Yeah.
And that was just psychobabble. I didn't have to be like that, but I thought I did.
Right.
So if I thought I did, I had to.
Sure.
But I can look back now and see that a lot of that was a waste.
Right.
A lot of that was, but maybe it wasn't because it was what I needed to do at the time to understand.
Well, these are all learning experiences. All these trials and tribulations that we go through are all learning experiences to make us who we are now. And so even the bad stuff, without the bad stuff, you wouldn't be who you are now.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I'd trade anything. I've had rough times and I've had amazing times. And
some of the rougher times taught me more monumental lessons.
Yeah.
And it could take 10 years to realize, why did I take 10 years to understand what the universe wanted me to know?
Yeah.
Because I was like stuck on stupid.
Well, it's like the know-it-all. When you're in your early 20s, you think you know everything. And by the time you're in your late 40s, you realize you're just scratching the surface of all there is out there.
Exactly.
It's pretty wild. And then I can't, some parts of me can't wait for my 50s and 60s because I just feel like you start understanding the world. Every year you understand the world a little bit more, reality and how you sit in the universe. And, those things are intriguing to me.
It took me almost dying for me and my daughter, because we're so much alike, to just drop it all and embrace the love.
Yeah.
And I told her it was, thank God I didn't die, but it was almost worth it just for her and I to be that close now.
Wow.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, all these grudges and things that we hold against people, those are things you just got to take that weight and let it go.
Exactly. But, some things took me monumental time.
Right.
So that's about it for all that. I love your furniture.
Thank you. Yeah. So let's talk about that. You said you were part of the epoxy movement back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Like this black in here.
Yeah.
I was the first guy to do that. We would use black Cabasil. Cabasil was what we'd mix.
Yeah.
And then I would use special dyes. I can't remember the names right now to make it pure black. And then I would wash it over the tables.
Yeah.
And I used to have big coating rooms.
Sure.
I'd make 600 clocks at a time.
Wow.
And I had 3-point leveling.
Yeah.
I would level all the clocks, drill out the backs, coat them, flip them over. I had long tables with plastic over it, and 3-point leveling, and I could go set up a whole room in a couple hours. Wow. And coat it.
Yeah, so most people don't even understand how you get this texture. They think you just stain it, and there's so much more to it. Really, first they got to cut it. It needs to be cut with a commercial saw that can cut this nice slab out of it, right? And this is a big piece out. It was a big tree. This came out of something pretty big.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And then they sand it down, and you got to sand it real.
Alaskan mills, and we would cut all this kind of wood.
Yeah. So yeah, literally, you got to sand it down, and then you have all these. These are holes in the wood, and then basically you got to fill all the holes or most of them. Some of these. They have termite holes in some of these, and those weren't filled. Those kind of look natural.
And then we used to get bugs in them.
Oh yeah,
powder post beetle.
Really?
So So then I figured out that I would put them in kilns and bring them up to over 200 degrees.
Wow!
And that would kill all the bugs. I can remember having beautiful pieces made.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah. So heat treated. These are all heat treated.
Yeah. Are these?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, most of them are.
Most of them, yeah. You need a big kiln for this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And we used to have all those. I used to make makeshift kilns.
Yeah.
Some of the stories back when I was with Bruce, we had 2 warehouses.
Yeah.
Side by side in a building in Opelika, Florida. And we used to dry the wood, and then that was kind of our front. We were constantly doing bales and this and that. One day, I'm in the warehouse. He's got a warehouse down the way in the same complex. And I'm watching out always what's going on. And I hear this big rumble. And I run. And all of a sudden, the warehouse opens and out goes a Greyhound bus that was loaded with probably 10,000 pounds.
Wow.
And drove right out. And that was just part of life back then.
So that's how they drove it across country, was in Greyhound buses.
Sure. In Florida, that's how he was moving all the weed.
Right.
Then when he decided it wasn't good being in Florida, it was too many buses, it was too hot, this and that, he came out to California and he figured out how to set up this unbelievable operation.
Yeah.
And we smuggled in to the Richmond Pier over 250,000 pounds.
Wow. Over how long?
20-year period.
Okay.
That was from Florida, 10 years and 10 years out here.
So taking it out here, were you taking it by boat from Mexico or boat from Southern California, or how did that happen?
We used to send, he did.
Yeah.
We would fly the bales across the Andes, put them on the beach in Colombia.
Yeah.
The natives would gather them. Then he'd send a boat down to pick it up.
Sure.
And then we'd bring it back, and he'd always have 4 boats going back and forth.
Wow. Just
always to keep it flowing. It was amazing. he had so many people working for him. One story was one person was a school teacher, and she was really in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband was a boater.
Yeah.
He used to do programs and the radios and all that. So they would go to the Coast Guard as a tour,
Right.
taking the kids. And then her husband would go into the radio rooms and see what frequencies they use. So we would know what frequencies the government was using to chase us. And we outsmarted them for a long time.
Yeah.
Until he finally had partners that got in trouble.
Yeah, it always seems like that's the way.
Yeah. And one guy was a nuclear physicist who quit tenure to smuggle pot with his little brother.
Yeah.
Really intelligent people.
I've known a few of those
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
For sure. So how about the Grateful Dead? Do you have any involvement with the music scene?
Not much. But, you know, my son went to Camp Winter Rainbow.
Nice.
Up in Laytonville.
Yeah.
He enjoyed that. He said when he went into school, Wavy said, if anybody has a pillow fight, they're getting thrown out. He put the fear of God in them. And then the last day, he wakes up to the Star-Spangled Banner. And Wavy goes, pillow fights. And he said they went crazy.
Nice.
You know, so it was a great thing for
Totally.
I don't remember how old he was. Maybe 12.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that community up there is pretty special. You know, if we talk about Laytonville and I think all of Northern California is just special in general, but some of these pockets in the communities are just amazing, even to this day are just absolutely special and amazing. And, everybody, there's a lot of good people that care about each other. And that can be said about communities around the world. Don't get me wrong, but there's something special about the cannabis communities from Northern California.
And I am so blessed.
Yep.
I know so many people that are supporting me.
Yeah.
You know, I got all my websites together to be here, to have it. And all these people are helping me to help me.
Right.
If I make money, I'm going to pay them.
Right.
If I don't make money, they're happy to help me.
Yeah, they're helping you to help you because they love you.
Exactly.
Right? And so, and that's the beauty of Northern California too. There's a lot of people that do things out of love and do things because it's the right thing to do. So a lot of times these days, it's not profitable like it used to be. The people that are in cannabis these days, the people that are here for the plant are here because they love the plant. It's not the moneymaker that it used to be. So you really have to be passionate about it now.
I remember when I used to get $6,400 a pound.
Yeah, not anymore.
No, I can get all the pot I want for $200 a pound.
Yeah.
Nice bud.
Pretty good outdoor for $200 a pound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the value of it, and it's like, how much can you actually smoke? There's a ceiling to all that. It's like even the biggest smokers, they're not smoking pounds a day. That's for sure.
Exactly. But there's a lot of people smoking all over the world.
There is.
And we spread that. D'Angelo did.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I was just in Germany, and it's funny because they love the plant just as much as we do here in the United States. Shout out to Germany. They love the plant. They love the American culture. But I see hash as being a bigger thing over there. I think hash is bigger in Europe.
Hash is getting big here too.
Yeah, I mean, on the hills, I think hash and rosin and these things, the evolution. What do you feel about that?
I see it happening in the metric.
Yeah.
I know people that buy 5,000 pounds of trim whenever they can get it.
Yeah.
And it's all to make rosin.
Legal rosin. That
legal
goes in
stuff.
shops.
It's
Absolutely.
just big.
Yep.
It's big. It blows my mind. It's like now that's getting bigger than the flower.
When was the first time you saw hash? You remember it from the 70s?
Yeah.
It was a big thing.
And then up in Laytonville, there was a German guy. His name was Reinhard.
Yeah.
He made all the hash when he was a little boy. His dad took him to Amsterdam. No, I can't remember exactly where, and he would see all the hash makers.
Right.
So then he patented away to using the wash machines to make the hash.
Right.
And he came to me once and wanted to set me up.
Yeah.
And he says, "You'll have to pay me for the click." I go, "What are you talking about?" He says, "It's like Xerox. Every time you make hash, I get so much off of it." And he wanted to set me up. Yeah. And I thought about it and I go, I'll end up getting his knowledge.
Yeah.
And then.
Not worth the price.
Yeah. So I passed on it.
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't worth it because I didn't want to rip anybody off.
Yeah, totally.
But then he taught me when I remember I was growing what I thought was dank, beautiful bud, but I had no flavor in it back then.
Yeah.
And I went to him and he said, "Use the Epsom salts."
Huh.
And I used Epsom salts and molasses.
Yeah.
But I had to, most people do that too late.
Sure.
And I did it early.
Yeah.
Because the molasses and the Epsom salts would go into the roots, feed the plant.
Yeah.
And if the plant metabolized it, then it made that flavor.
So this was before most of the commercial nutrients that were on the market.
Oh, yeah.
And so you were just doing it in the native soil that was out in the woods or in the backyard. You'd dig a hole and then use a little molasses, a little bit of salt, and then
help
call
it.
And then, yeah.
And then I remember
no teas or anything like that. You just kept it real simple.
But then after a while, one of the guys I saw on your podcast, Soil King.
Oh yeah, Soil King.
Soil King.
Uncle Pat.
Yeah. He made some of the best material going. So then I started using that.
Yeah.
And it brought me to a new level.
So yeah, and then you did clones for a long time for Harborside.
Right.
You got any tips for people doing clones? My tip would be grow from seed, but what would your tip be?
Well, one thing is getting the right phenols.
Yeah.
I can remember when Harborside would tell me, use Eagle 20.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that was...
You heard it here first, guys.
And...
This was in early 2000s, though. They're mid 2000s, probably.
And when I realized what was going on, I stopped.
Yeah.
But to survive, I had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think back then, a lot of us used Avid and Eagle 20, not knowing how bad it really was, and hearing horror stories years later. I mean, this stuff is toxic. It's so bad. Eagle 20 is extremely systemic. Avid, I don't know that Avid really has its place either if you can ever prevent using Avid. Avid's a translaminate, so it coats the plant, so it's not systemic necessarily. So dipping your clones, it's not great. It's not great. I would never want to smoke it. I would never want to smoke any of that stuff. And, I don't even I try to spray nothing in my flower. When I'm flowering, I don't spray at all.
But I can remember the clones.
Yeah, I don't even spray teas when I flower.
Okay. But when I was doing clones, I could remember using things I shouldn't use on the clones.
Right.
Then growing into plants and sending it out and have it checked. And it was beautiful bud.
I got really good clones from Harborside too. So I always thought they were more on the organic side, but you just never know too.
Yeah, exactly. I had Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
That's on the back of my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the label I use making clones.
Nice.
And Harborside was good to me.
I think Harborside was good to everybody.
I learned a lot. And
almost everybody. They took 2 weeks to pay. They didn't want to pay up front. In the beginning, they paid for your flower up front, but then it got to the,
I never sold them flour.
Get the sheets.
My daughter used to say, Dad, why don't you bring flour?
Yeah.
I go, I get paid for clones. I'm not going to deal with the flour business.
They sold lots of clones back in the day. It was exciting to go wait for the clones. Early days of the internet, you could go on the internet and see the clone list, and they would have the clone list, and then you could go show up, and hopefully they would still have it.
I used to. And then there was a time where all the employees got 40% off.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I would come in and they'd say, Pops, what do you got? And 10, 20 packs,
right?
Trays. And then I look on the internet, and by the end of the day or in 2 days, they were all gone. All the employees were grabbing them.
Oh, yeah. There was things that my friends brought in there to sell clone-wise that never even, and flower-wise, to be honest, that never hit the shelves.
Okay.
Just the employees would get it. You know,
that was
like
my life story, and it was so good. But I never brought flower there.
Yeah.
My daughter said, "Why don't you?" I said, "I don't want to deal with it."
Yeah, the Sage and Sour was one of my favorites from back then. Early Harborside days, Sage and Sour. They got it from someone down south. If you ever watching the podcast, I'd love to have you on my show because that was one of my inspirations for breeding with the Sage and Sour. I did Sage Against the Machine with Adam Dunn. We made some crosses, but that Sage and Sour was something special that they had at Harborside. It was legendary. It was the best qualities of sour diesel and like the real sour, but it was more podgy and it was a little hazy and it was wild. It was really, really good and really special. Like just as special as sour to me.
So I used to get all my clones, my stock from Harborside.
Nice.
I would get everything.
What would you get?
Oh,
everything.
Yeah.
Just different every time.
You know Jeremy?
Jeremy, yeah.
Okay, I work with Jeremy.
Nice.
When I first met Jeremy and I give him my spiel and my rap, and he goes, "Okay, I'm just going to tell you something. As long as you can play it straight, you can bring clones here forever."
Wow.
And then I remember when, what's the guy that was in the wheelchair?
Richard Lee?
Yeah. When he got busted.
Yeah.
Then I even got stronger with Harborside. So I used to get all of the different cuts. I still have a thing. It's called Phoenix Rising Clones.
Nice.
And I just kept it as a business card.
Yeah.
And it's all the strains that we used to have.
When you would cut your clones, was there any tips on cutting clones or gels you would use or any types of hormones? Did you use Clonex or did you use other stuff? What was your go-to?
I used a little of all of them.
Yeah, Dip and Grow. I love Dip and
Grow. I liked a lot.
Yeah, Hormex, Dip and Grow, Clonex. I'm using Clonex right now, but I go back and forth between.
Yeah. Biggest thing when I made clones was not getting the trays too wet.
Yeah.
Always getting them. I would have a technique where I would drain all the water.
Yeah.
On all four corners. And then I would get it to the point where that's what the clones liked. And it would cause the roots to come out quicker.
Nice. Yeah.
7 to 10 days.
We weigh the water that we put in.
I was going to say
that nutrient solution. So yeah, we have a scale. Everything's weighed. So everything's the same. It gets weighed daily. And then we top it up to that, and it's like, we have SOPs. People follow the SOPs and they get nice white roots.
Okay. So I did that without weighing it. I would look at the rock wool.
Yeah. Well, you got used to doing it and it used to work great.
Oh, it worked great. That's
the thing. Like if you're doing it yourself, it's great if you can figure it out. But then it's like teaching other people. That's a hard thing to do.
That was the whole thing.
Especially Grodan. Grodan is like, it's an amazing, their Grodan rock wool, those 2-inch plugs or even the 1.5-inch plugs, they're amazing for rooting. I think, especially for people that are growing hydro, that if they're growing in rock wool, you're going to want a rock wool cube. But there is a learning curve to it. It's, it's like a Ferrari. Not everybody can drive a Ferrari.
And I used to have to lower the pH.
Yeah.
Because naturally, for me at the time, the pH would go too high.
Yeah.
So I bring the pH down to 5.5. Mm-hmm. And that's what worked for me.
Yeah. 5.5 for sure. Especially rock wool. I think that's where you're going to get the best roots.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I figured it out. I mean,
yeah.
And a lot of that stuff, I was too scared to go out and talk to people.
Right. You couldn't even go to grow shops back in the day.
Oh.
You had to call them tomatoes or whatever.
I can remember calling the grow shop on Ashby.
Oh, yeah.
And saying, I have a male tomato.
Yeah.
And they said, well, tomatoes don't have male and female. I hung up.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was all jammed up.
That was the shop you could not talk about stuff. You go in there, they would kick you out. You were not allowed to talk about cannabis. And, it's like things have come a long ways.
But I used to go in and I had that gift to gab.
Yeah.
They would talk to me and they really taught me.
They tell you what you need. And,
yeah.
and it was so illegal. It was so illegal, and you had to look over your shoulder all the time. And we're a long ways in so many ways. We've come a long way since then.
But the people need to realize where we came from.
Yeah.
So they can have a consciousness to help us end up in a better place.
Well, yeah, they need that appreciation of like what it took to get here, and all the people that went to prison and the people that died for this plant and the people that went and got seeds from all these things to get the genetics that we have now. Most people have no idea. They think, oh, just OG Kush, Chem 91. It's been around forever. But Chem 91 came around in 91. Yeah, but it came from genetics that are from all over the globe. It's not like it just suddenly appeared. Someone had to get seeds and pop those seeds and then breed these things, whether it was on purpose or accident.
But there was so much genetics in Northern California.
Yeah.
I remember a friend from Gainesville, Florida, Jewish boy. He had a problem. His name now, he went to Amsterdam, is Soma.
Oh, yeah, I know Soma.
Soma Seeds.
Yeah, I know Soma very well. He's one of my good friends.
Okay, well, I know a guy that went and came to Laytonville.
Yeah.
And got a big bags of seeds and sent them to Soma.
Yeah.
Because Soma was from, I think, Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, he was, exactly. He was in Oregon, he was in Florida, but he's from Florida for sure.
Exactly. And my friend got all the seeds, shipped them over to Soma.
Yeah.
And he's a legend now. But they were seeds from Laytonville.
Wow.
Where all of the breeders went all around the world and brought them to Laytonville.
Soma has had some really special stuff in his lineup over the years. We're good friends. We go way back.
The New York Diesel?
The New York Diesel.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Soma A+ was extremely special. But, I mean, he had Soma's Mango, and a lot of these came, like the Lavender, like a lot of these came from, they're one step away from landrace genetics, a lot of the stuff that he had in his original lineup. Extremely special work, extremely special genetics, extremely special effects that made you feel a certain way.
And most of those came from Laytonville, from the growers going all over the world, bringing them back to Laytonville.
Yeah. I mean, and then when he was over there, he had access to the stuff he got there, but then also from, I'm sure, all over the world.
Exactly.
And put some amazing stuff together. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I'll have to ask him about that, about Laytonville. I've never heard the Laytonville story, but we're overdue for doing a podcast together. And yeah.
Okay. That's, wow.
Yeah. Small world, right?
Small world. Well, it's always been a small world, at least for me.
Yeah. But
I was kind of always looking over my shoulder.
I feel you. And it's like now you don't have to look over your shoulder, but there's not the money that there was, unfortunately. The dollar's worth less and the weed is worth less. So that means the weed's worth way less.
Oh, yeah. Some of the big growers, I can see the big growers.
Yeah.
But the little people, it's so hard. But that's the way it goes. Wah.
Yeah. Everything changes.
But I think it'll change again. I think the government wants to put all the little people out of business, wants all big people, but it could backfire.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, the only thing constant is change. So we're going to be looking at this future. I'm looking with a smile on my face, and there's a lot of people that are jaded and upset about the way things are going. And I think it's hard to say if it's good or bad. I mean, I have so many bad things that happen to me every day and so many good things. So I can't be too excited about either one. And I'm excited to see the future of this industry, though. I think there is a future, and there is people that care about the plant. There is people that want to do the right thing, and it's like, you look at Steve and Andrew, they're trying to push the plant forward in their own ways, and they believe in this plant. They wholeheartedly believe that this plant makes the world a better place. You can tell by just talking to them for 10 minutes.
Well, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. It's too good a medicine is why it's against the law, is what I believe.
So why do you think it's legal now? How did we get to this point?
Because the government can make money on it now, is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
They made more money stopping it. But now they realize that there's so many customers, so many people out there, they can now, guys aren't ruining the world. They're helping the world. And if they can tax the world, That's what I believe. Why?
Yeah, and I think it's a combination of a whole bunch of little steps, but they finally gave in, and now it's somewhat legal, and it's going to be federally legal before you know it. We're going to be able to export it legally, but the mom and pops aren't going to make the money off it like they used to, unfortunately, and that's the really sad part.
Yeah.
I mean, the craft, but if you look at the candy industry, the candy industry is all commercial. I remember it. I'm 48 years old. In my lifetime, there was still craft candy and craft soda. You would go, we lived in the Bay Area, but my family, cousins, most of them were in Washington State. So we would drive up there. There was different candy and different soda in both places, right? Especially candy, and it's like, we don't have that anymore. Candy is so commercialized. But everything's commercialized. It's part of the technology. And
I think a craft grower,
yeah,
if he's even traditional, can always make a living.
If you're the best. It used to be the 1%. Now it's the 0.1%. So 1 in 1,000, in my opinion.
Let me take a hit of that, please.
So what do you think of all this modern weed that tastes amazing? Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Some of the stuff tastes amazing, but it doesn't get you high. Some of it gets you really high, but it's not that great of a high. There's still, you're living up in Laytonville where there is really good weed still that makes you feel amazing, taste amazing. Some of the stuff has really long flower. Some of the long flowering stuff gets you really high for a really long amount of time. What's your thoughts on all this modern weed?
My thoughts is like now, I don't smoke that much weed anymore. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I'm smoking that to be sociable. It's good, but I smoked so much weed in my life. Now I don't need much weed.
Right.
I do a little vape.
Sure.
And that takes my edge off. Mm-hmm. And I do a live rosin. And I smoke once in a while to be sociable.
Right.
So I'm not a good person to answer those questions.
Do you think the weed's lost its soul?
Only if the grower lost his soul.
I agree. Good answer. And I agree 100%. I think there's still weed with a lot of soul. We had Green Bodie, John Baer was on the show. And he brought some flower that really reminded me what I'm doing here, why I love this plant so much. And I do see a lot of good stuff with my friends. We have a lot of good stuff. And then there's exceptional stuff, right? And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has no soul. A lot of this flower has, it just doesn't excite me at all. If it was only that, I wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't be excited about it.
There's a lot of people with no soul.
Yeah.
That's the sad part of life.
Right.
You got to find the people that got the soul, find the love, find the good energy.
Hold on to them for dear life.
Yeah. Those are all my friends.
Right.
And I'm so blessed to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, life is a beautiful thing. Even the tough times and the sad times. And I mean, it's all part of the bigger picture and the story.
Some of the toughest times in my life taught me the biggest lessons. And then I'll get upset. Why did it take me 10 years? Why did it take me 40 years to learn that? Because I was dumb. Because I was stubborn.
Yeah.
But if I could see it, that's what age is about, I think.
I think so. Yeah, we almost lost our YouTube the other day. And I was scared. I was upset. And it's funny because I was like thinking, man, I've worked so hard for this thing to just go away and be gone, to lose it all. Because we got flagged for something that it was a mistake or whatever, but we got flagged. And then I saw this thing about, it's like everything goes away in time. And to hold on to something so tightly, it's better to hold it lightly and appreciate it for what it is.
Because if you hold it lightly, you might be holding it tightly because you have the right vibration to nurture that. It's like a catch-22, but I believe in those kind of things. I had a friend that thought he lost his whole YouTube thing, and then it turned out they made a mistake. Yeah,
ours was the same way. It was like it was a mistake. It was just a shitty feeling for about 8 hours, and I went through periods of mad. I was mad. I was upset. I was sad. I was sad for my friends, and like thinking. And then even we didn't lose it, and we weren't going to lose it, but the thought of losing it made me upset. Looking at it as a possession rather than, a tool which it started out as being a tool, in my opinion, to help promote everything that I do and to tell the story of a plant that's so much bigger than myself. And that's the real purpose of this. And that's not going away no matter what. YouTube or not, we're still telling the story. We still have the stories recorded. You know, at the end of the day, it's all going to be okay.
That's where I think that's my dream.
Yeah.
And I'm good now.
Okay.
I feel I'm manifesting that reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so lucky and so blessed to do that.
Yeah.
Really, really.
So where do you go from here with the plant? You're going to do some podcasts?
I'm going to do podcasts one day at a time. My real thing is to become, I call it a pot caster. And that's my goal.
Yeah.
I'm going on the King of Pots podcast. He's done 7.
Nice.
And he's only to 1980. So I'm learning a lot from him, learning from you.
Yeah.
And I would think that, you know, I have all of the paperwork from Prop 215, Prop 64. The government says Prop 215 don't exist.
Yeah.
My research, Prop 215 was voted in.
Yeah.
And the only way they can make it go away is vote it out.
Yeah.
So they say it went away, but I have the credentials that I can grow those 99 plants and fight it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you can grow, 6 to 12 plants legally?
Yeah, medical's 12 at home. 6 is recreational. Everyone should be able to go 6.
Yeah. So I can play with that too.
Yeah.
And I can show all my plants on a podcast.
You absolutely can.
I can have James.
You might get flagged on YouTube.
Okay.
But you can definitely show them. Like it's not illegal. They're not gonna come knocking on your door for your 6 plants. That's
right.
for sure.
I could show James Loud's clones.
Sure.
I could grow them.
You could totally grow them. Yeah. I'd give you clones to grow. I'd be happy to. Yeah.
Well, that would be great. I mean,
it's a little late in the year.
Yeah.
We're getting later, but it's not too late. It's never too late. So you can always grow indoors. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I'm over that for me for right now.
Yeah.
Now, if I became a brand and, you know, maybe I could get involved with people.
Right.
I've done that. Am I interested in doing it again? Nah, not really.
Right.
Not really.
No more cutting clones for you either, I bet.
Only for fun.
Yeah.
Only for fun.
Right.
A couple years ago, I was going to do it again. And then the universe just told me, you don't need to be doing that now.
Right.
So, but who knows? Next time I see you or talk to you, I could be have a different attitude.
Yeah.
And go from there. I know so many licensed growers, this and that I don't know which way I'll go.
Well, life is a beautiful thing. You can reinvent yourself every 5 years. You know, I feel like I'm completely different than I was 5 years ago in a lot of ways. And
I go 7-year cycles. Is
7-year cycles. Nice. But I'm always open to learning new stuff. And you seem to be the same way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's always something new to learn.
Always. When you think you know it all, you can't learn more.
Right.
You just know what you know.
Right.
When you have that other attitude, the universe brings it to you more.
Right.
That's what I think.
Well, there's just so much knowledge. We'll never experience it all in our life. We'll never get to experience everything in our lifetime. We just get to experience the things we get to experience.
Exactly.
We're getting this one slice of American pie.
You got it. I'm grateful for that.
For sure.
It keeps me going.
Yeah.
Life is good.
So if you had one piece of advice for your younger self, what would that one piece of advice be?
Maybe not to be so serious, but at the time, I had to be serious to survive.
Yeah.
But now I don't think that's the case as much. Always look forward and always cover yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't end up in a problem.
Right. Have a plan B?
Yeah, always. When we used to smuggle, we'd have always plan B.
Yeah.
Always. Boats would be coming in under the Golden Gate.
Yeah.
What if they closed the Golden Gate off? Well, then we'd have to go. We had everything set up on the beaches.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what happened in Florida.
Yeah.
So we learned that. Bruce learned that. So we always had both operations.
Yeah, just in case.
Where the boats would be coming under the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember boats coming in that it was my responsibility. And I would tell the boaters, I'm going to teach you how to be invisible.
Yeah.
By being very visible.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to come in with your lights on, with everybody on the deck, working the nets. Like, you're invisible.
Yeah.
You want everybody to see you. And they'd come in under the Golden Gate with 30,000 pounds.
Wow.
Sneak into the coffee shop and we'd unload them.
Huh. We
could unload them in an hour.
Wow.
30,000 pounds.
30,000 pounds in an hour.
Yeah. We had crews.
Yeah. How many people? Do you remember? Had to be like 50 people.
No. 20 to 30.
20 to 30.
We worked hard.
You had to. That's a lot. Yeah.
And I can remember one load bringing in
15 tons. That's a lot.
I can remember bringing in big load like that.
Yeah.
And having refrigerator trucks on the dock full of frozen albacore tuna.
Yeah.
After we unloaded the boat, cleaned the whole hold out.
Yeah.
Load to tuna in and go back out and come into Moss Landing.
Like you caught tuna.
The biggest catch of the year.
Yeah.
And then all of the fishermen ran straight out where we said we got them, and they got them.
Nice.
It was just...
Right.
We used to think we did it, but there was times when we needed fog.
Right.
And we'd project the fog would be coming in, and we thought we made the fog come in.
Yeah.
Maybe we did.
Maybe you did.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But we believed it. And that spiritual thing we always kept.
Well, if you're in the Matrix, I mean, there's a good possibility.
We are in the Matrix.
Yeah. Wild times.
Yeah, it's like, I believe we're just like there's a computer program going. Life is so beautiful.
Well, that means there's a lot of non-player characters too.
Oh, yeah.
The NPCs everywhere.
There's zombies walking around.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it goes.
People just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Not looking for adventure. Because if you go looking for adventure, you're going to find it.
That's
the beauty with life.
You got it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are so scared.
Yeah.
They're so programmed in the Matrix.
Yeah.
To just do everything they're told to do.
Not question anything.
Yeah. Like, I had people always come to me and say, Don, you're the kind of guy that's unprogrammable.
Yeah.
They could never program me.
I could see that.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm still here to talk about it.
Still having fun.
Knock on wood.
That's right. Good stuff.
All good stuff.
So if people are looking to find more about Don, where's the best place for them to go?
60yearsofcannabis.com.
Yeah.
So it's 60yearsofcannabis.com.
Yeah.
And then I got AKA also, I'm going by Uncle Donnie and the Cannabis Lightworker.
Nice. How about your Instagram?
Instagram is all 60 Years of Cannabis. I have all the social medias.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
So your future YouTube show is going to be called 60 Years of Cannabis.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to that. I'd love to be a guest on your show when you do your show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would enjoy it very much. Yeah, and thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, I think this has been quite an adventure. I'd love to continue it when you're doing a show yourself.
Okay, sounds great.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. If you guys are interested in sponsoring the James Loud Podcast or the Loud Times Review Show, let us know in the chat, or you can send me an email, podcast@JamesLoudGenetics. Thank you guys for tuning in today. You guys have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe down below.